So, what when a child is graduating high school and moving on to the next phase of their life, be it college or perhaps a job or moving on to something else? What are some things that might help? If your child has been through treatment, this is a really good time to revisit the treatment. So I would recommend that, let's say your child has been doing well for a year, has not needed active treatment, it's very good to go back to your therapist and do some refreshers or a booster, along with some components about how to handle the newness of the transition. So there are going to be a lot of things coming up. I recommend often, again, I'm very big on being proactive. Think ahead. Being proactive rather than reactive. Don't wait for things to fail before you try to fix them. Instead, if you can anticipate them and think ahead and foresee the obstacles and the pitfalls, then you can plan for them. So that's a good common sense strategy. Now, obviously, it's not possible for us to anticipate every single pitfall, but gosh, if you can anticipate 50% of them, or 60 or 70, that's a whole lot better than zero. And some of the common pitfalls are, when going to college, it's a whole new place. If your child is going to a new city or new town, it's a whole new city to navigate. How far away are they from home? How much support do they need? What's it like living with a stranger for a roommate? Managing your own schedule of classes, waking up in the morning by yourself without mom to shake you out of bed. So when you anticipate all these things, then you can sit down and actually literally come up with a list of things you can do and supports you can find. Once again, in the context of the feeling brain and the thinking brain, being proactive is using your thinking brain. When you're reactive, you're in your feeling brain and you can't access your thinking brain. So some of the things to do are refreshers with a therapist. Also figure out how to access the therapist when the child is away at college. Depending on where your child is going, your therapist might be willing to provide video conferencing sessions periodically or regularly. I actually do that with a lot of my clients who are off to college, that we can either set up some initial transitional visits once they're there or on an as-needed basis. If that's not possible, it's important to identify therapy resources in the college town. And again, the IOCDF website has that list of therapists that you can find, and then interview them or talk to them on the phone and set up something. Be proactive about it. Don't wait until the OCD is already hit. Think about social things. How are you going to navigate social things? One of the biggest ones is finding friends, or how am I going to meet friends? Now, some kids are introverts, and that's fine. It's okay to be an introvert. And they find the whole social aspect of college overwhelming. Some people are eager to make friends because they don't like being alone or lonely. So it's very important to figure out what your child needs and then find appropriate resources. If your child's an introvert, it's important to plan for ways to get away from the hub. Introverts need alone time to replenish themselves, to re-energize. So it's important to plan that into the daily schedule. Where are you going to go? When are you going to go? How are you going to do that? Those who need more social support need help figuring out where to find that. Now, one of the things that high school students might expect is that when they go to college, they'll make friends in their classrooms or with classmates. Actually, that's often not the case. Because unlike high school, where you're sort of with the same cohort, going from room to room, or year by year, you're with the same group of people, in college, there's a lot of mix and match. The people you see in one class, you'll never see again. So it's often uncommon to make friends in classes. So you have to think about where can you make friends? And the important thing is to find clubs or groups or, meetings where people with shared common interests come. So if you like music, find some music-related clubs. Maybe you want to find a faith-based club. There's often a lot of faith-based or church activities on campus. You're an arts person. Find something with arts or history. That's where you're likely to meet the friends, not necessarily in classes.